Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful episode of the best show on the internet, the RR Show. Today, we're going to be jumping into r/PettyRevenge for some salty goodies that we have prepared for you. I have one small thing you could do for me, though, that would be absolutely awesome. Just one swipe of the thumb. Go and drop this show a review wherever it is you're listening to it. It's a big help to me. Thanks, guys. Straight on to our first story, though, from Don Sobio. Overheard salesman say I wasn't going to buy anything. Made sure to have manager take my sale. In the late 90s, I was able, with the help of a friend and family member, to get a job working at Macy's Herald Square. For this job, I was allowed to wear jeans and tops of the brand I was working for as a specialist. Otherwise, it was a bunch of business attire. On this particular day, I was there for orientation and we were given a lunch break, to which I went walking around. I was 18 and having family working there, I wanted to do my best to look the part. So I called my mother and she said, walk around, pick what you want, and when I get off work, I'll buy it. So I go look at suits, got some fitted, no problem. Problem comes when I get to the shoe department. I'm looking at the shoes and I'm overwhelmed. Lots of very expensive shoes and sneakers and whatnot. I'm looking for someone to help me, but to no avail. I see a salesman and I ask him for help, and he just ignores me. So a manager sees me and asks if I needed help, and I said yes, I'd like to see these shoes in my size. I tried them on and said thanks, I'll be by later. As I walk away, I hear the manager ask the salesman why he didn't help me. And he said, "Oh, I knew he wasn't going to buy anything." So I finished my lunch break and go about my day. Finished orientation and waited for my mother to arrive. We got the suits and were walking towards the shoe department, when this same guy walks up to my mother and says, "Hello, may I help you?" She's about to respond when I said, "No, we don't need your help. Bring me the manager who helped me before." My mum bought me 4 pairs of shoes, 2 being Coach because she had this obsession with that brand at the time. It came out to over $1,000 for shoes, and managers don't get commission. I asked the manager if he knew why I asked for him, and he said, "Yeah, I do." I told him I started working here tomorrow, so I'll make sure to come by and show you my shoes with the suit. He said make sure to show him, the salesman, as well, since he missed out on the commission. It's a classic, that one is. We've had some similar stories here in the past, but they're always just so satisfying. The next story I have for you, is from Rooney Walslib 96. Mum tried to ban giving me earrings. Sister was not having it. So this is technically my sister's petty revenge, but she doesn't have Reddit and wanted me to share it. So I, 20s female, got my ears pierced at 14, and it was under the strict rules set by my mother that it was the only piercing she would allow me to get. She hates any other kind of piercing. She strongly believes that any piercings beyond just single lobe are disgusting and a sign of trailer trash. I spent the day traveling to visit a friend about 2 years ago. She lives 3 hours away. And as we were walking around the shops, we passed a piercing shop and I mentioned how I always wanted my second earlobes pierced. She encouraged me to do it because, hey, I'm an adult. My body, my choice, right? So I walked out 40 minutes later with my doubles pierced and feeling hot to trot. Well, it took about 6 months for my mother to notice, I didn't live with her, and she was not happy. Kept mentioning how I looked like trailer trash and announced to my family that as punishment, she will never buy me a pair of earrings again in my life, and any earrings she had set aside for me for presents she will be returning or giving away, and encouraged the family also to not buy any earrings for me. My sister wasn't exactly on board with this plan, so every birthday, Christmas, or other event that required gifts, she always gets me a giant bundle of earrings, ranging from high quality to cheap but cute, all the way to aggressively large and in your face. And my poor mother is forced to sit there and watch as I pull out pairs and pairs of earrings and try each on as my sister sits cackling in the corner. I love earrings, so I love the gifts almost as much as my sister, and I love watching my mother's expression. Christmas just passed, and with it came more earrings. Next one is from Oh Helsano. Want to abuse me on the street? Don't fall asleep in public then. This happened in my early 20s, and I just thought of it today. I promise it's not as bad as the foreboding title suggests. One fine weekday night, I'd gone out with a few friends for a few drinks. We had a favourite kebab shop that we liked to frequent after these kinds of nights. We were friendly with the staff and the food was great. We went outside for a smoke while our food was being made, and while we were chatting, this big, shaven head dude just appeared in the middle of us and tried to grab my arm. I jumped back, stumbled into my friends, really, and flailed him away, and he started roaring some half unintelligible shit about I'm no good as anything but a slave. What the fuck? That he wanted to follow me home and beat the shit out of me before essaying and killing me. What the fuck? Before spitting on me. It was so fucking sudden and just very shocking and scary. We all went inside when a member of staff who heard the commotion and saw me upset came outside and got him to leave eventually, after a fair bit of abuse. None of us were hurt, but I was pretty shook and more than a bit paranoid of seeing him about town for weeks. The pure rage in him towards me and everyone was genuinely frightening. Fast forward a few months and I've just finished work at a late bar. There was a 24-hour cafe around the corner that I used to go for tea and toasted sandwiches to take home because I usually didn't want to cook at like 3 a.m. In the middle of this cafe, there was a bunch of couches and tables where people used to play D&D during the day, and those couches were comfy. Lo and behold, the man from before was there, stinking of drink and cigarettes, and passed right the fuck out. This was not unusual to see here because after a certain time of night, when there were so few around, the single staff member just didn't care if people napped on the couches and generally didn't like the confrontation. I recognized him immediately, and an evil plan formed. Now, I am no artiste, but I'm pretty crafty, and I always have something in my backpack. What I had that day was a dropper of the most obnoxious, iridescent, unicorn-esque liquid glitter, and a few small tubs of the finest cosmetic glitter around in various colors. I waited for my moment and made my approach. I surreptitiously dropped a tiny drip from my dropper after warming it in my hands as I passed him to see how deep asleep he was. He was out fucking cold, so I went to town. I did a spiral of liquid all over his stubbly dome. Almost died of fright as he sleepily rubbed his head at one point, but to my glee just spread it all over his face. While the liquid was still tacky, I gently dumped the fine glitter all over it, knowing that shit would set. He was beautiful, glorious even. Like a clown fucked a Christmas tree and birthed a sparkly arsehole baby. The barrister, who I was quite friendly with, just watched, smirking. He did ask me what the fuck I was doing afterwards, but when I explained myself, he just laughed. Oh yeah, that guy's always such an arsehole. I saw nothing. Next one is in from Dick with Short Legs 97. My dumb idiot brother was getting blackmailed with the classic got your nudes scam, and I bullied him hard enough that they blocked him, my mates, and me. My older brother, 35, was stupid enough to fall for a pretty picture on Facebook dating chat pages, chatted via Snapchat and Messenger before stupidly sending nude photos and lewd videos. You know, the whole pickle. 35 and stupid lied that he was a CEO, and the scammer, obviously missing some brain cells because looking at my brother, the gotty sink in the photo and the clothes definitely did not scream CEO, fell for it. Now, I love my brother. He's got the ability to be the sharpest pencil, but fuck me, he makes some of the dumbest impulsive choices. This brother of mine is panicking, calling me with, I'm being blackmailed, they have my nudes, they're gonna send it to people I know if I don't give them money and I can't pay them. I told him he was an idiot, and said I would handle it. To be fair, he was shitting himself in case our mum got messaged by these people. Fair, she's to be feared. Our mum has accidentally received one of his dick pics meant for one of his special friends before, and if she got this, his ass would be turned inside out. The account messaged me and I told him they were brain dead if they believed he had money. They said I should pay or they'll leak the nudes. Go on, do it. He's got no money to give you. I don't have any money to give you. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody cares. Most that's going to happen is my mother's going to kick his ass for being stupid. He is a CEO and we will ruin him. Then they sent me his nudes, which I deleted because, ew. I sent them a video of my face laughing and telling them they're dumb for believing him after seeing a picture of him with his prison tats and messy bathroom. I then created a group chat with 2 of my mates, who I explained the sitch to, and we bullied the fuck out of this guy. They kept removing themselves and we kept adding them back. Please no, stop re-adding me to this chat, leave me alone. I said, nah, you pay me $700 Australian and we'll stop being bigger assholes than you were. Then another account messaged me saying they were this chick's boss and they would make good on their threat if I didn't leave them alone. So I added them to the bully chat too, and we continued until the accounts went dead, which took like an hour, maybe 2. They both threatened to share the nudes on an Australian, you dense twats, chat sites, and I was like, yeah, okay dummies, but we don't really know anyone in Austria, so enjoy no money and looking dumb. They had to block me and my mates because I kept re-adding them. And eventually blocked my older brother too because he told them he was going to add them back to the chat. I was a broke bartender and having drinks with a lot of anger. I got time to get even Steven, even if my brother was the bloody idiot who created this mess. And my mum never found out. I should remind my older brother he owes me a beer for being a top-notch cunt of a sibling. Well guys, thanks so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed that one. And what would an outro be without a plug to our YouTube channel? Make sure you go and check that out. There is some top-ass quality content over there. Honestly, it's not just the stuff you hear on the podcast. There is unique stuff over there and a lot of horror stories if you like the Let's Not Meet stuff. Head over there now. I'll see you there. Peace out. Take care.